Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another sewing video, another cup of tea, and another bouquet of fresh cut flowers from my garden. Let's do a little close-up, little appreciation for the flowers. I have some cosmos here, some zinnias, I have a white rose, some little daisies here, and then I have a pink David Austin rose that smells like candy and is just gorgeous. And then for my drink of choice, I just have a little cup of chamomile and lavender tea. It's my favorite type of tea to drink. And I also love this little cup, which is a vintage Laura Ashley cup. I think it's the Rosebud collection, and I just think it's really darling. So speaking of vintage Laura Ashley, let's talk about today's pattern that we're going to be using, which is, drum roll please, vintage Laura Ashley. So it's a vintage Laura Ashley reprint. It's not a true vintage pattern. So you know, we're changing it up a bit for you guys, but this is McCall's 8306, and I think this pattern is darling. It comes with this tiered skirt, a normal skirt, and then a shirt, and we are going to be making this shirt. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a lot of details on this shirt. There are pin tucks in the front, lace inserted in the front here as well. We have a tie drawstring here above the little peplum, and then lace around the neckline, and I think the outside of the sleeves as well. Yes. So I'm a bit intimidated by this because it has a lot of detailing that I'm not used to doing, I've never done before, but I think this will be a good challenge for me. So that is what we're going to be making, and the fabric we are going to be using is this beautiful Rifle Paper Company fabric. This is the Rosa print. I have had my eye on this color scheme of this print for a very long time. They don't sell this on the website anymore. I just bought this from Etsy. I can link it down below if you guys are curious, but it's cooler toned and I really love that. These light pinks with the greens and kind of the like dark pink of the rosebuds as well, I just think is so pretty. So my thought for this is to actually wear it with a thrifted vintage Laura Ashley skirt that I just bought a couple weeks ago. So I'm loving the white skirt trend right now. There's so many cute outfits that people do with them. I've been seeing a lot more pairings with the white skirt with shirts that are little peplums and not tucking them in, which I love. I kind of avoid wearing skirts sometimes because I really don't like the fussiness of tucking things in and constantly making sure they're staying tucked in so they look good. So the thought of this combination I thought was kind of a little bit more up my alley. The skirt is also elastic waisted, which I don't always love how shirts look tucked in because I feel like the elastic waist just kind of takes away from the outfit. But I will show you guys that skirt here in a bit. It is stunning, very Doen-esque. But I have a husband and a baby who are napping upstairs right now, so I will have to grab that later. But there is the fabric, and I'll show you guys the little extras that we will be using with it. So I have a couple different options, although I think I already know which one I'm going to do for the option. I can't find the, oh, here it is, hang on. Okay, I have them all with me. So for the inserted lace, I just got this lace from Joann's. This was on clearance. So this is to go in the middle of the shirt because there'll be some lace inserted there. And then I got some lace trim for around the neckline and the sleeves, which I thought was really pretty. I thought they kind of matched. The whites are a bit different, but I don't think that's really going to matter. And then for the ribbon, I have two options. I have this white double-faced ribbon, or I have this pink, and I'm leaning toward the pink because this is my favorite color of pink, and it goes really well with the fabric. I feel like the tone of the pink just suits it really well, and I think that's going to be really pretty. So that is my plan. I already have the pieces cut out. So with all that being said, I'm going to put a record on and let's get sewing. Okay, you guys, so first things first is it's actually having us start with the pin tucks, which I am most nervous about. So as you can see, I have a piece already done. This is like an hour's worth of working on this because I've never done pin tucks before. This is also like my second piece because I had to recut out my fabric because I could not figure it out. I have to do this 4 more different times. It just took me a bit to figure out the logistics of how to do this. So it's probably not the best way to do this. I really need to get some tailor's chalk. I always forget when I go to Joann's. All I'm doing is putting a pin at the end of each side of the fabric and then folding it to the pin, sewing that, then pinning the next part, folding it, sewing that, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be doing that for the next like 6 pieces. So we're going to be doing a lot of these little pin tucks. I do think it looks really nice. I think I need to rethread my bobbin though, because I did notice a couple of my stitches are a little bit loose there. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cute so far. So after a lot of confusion and trial and error, here's what we have so far. We have the side front piece, the front piece, and then the front band. So I turned down the edge of the front band, both edges of the front piece and one edge of the side front. And basically what we're going to do is match up these folded edges with each other. And then how these are going to connect is actually by the lace. So we will pin the lace over these pieces. I'm going to get that a little bit better, but just to show you guys what it's going to look like. And basically the lace is what's going to bring all of this together, which is so fascinating to me. I need to press my edges a little bit more, but that is what kind of the front will look like. So I'm very excited. I am a little intimidated by this, but I'm just going to take my time and see if I can get these together and looking nice. So it is the next day. I cannot remember where I stopped filming yesterday, but I will show you guys the progress we have made on the shirt in a moment. I did bring down the white skirt I was telling you about at the beginning of the video, so I will show that to you guys now, and then I will give you a little update on where we are at. So this is the skirt. So beautiful. I got it for a really good price because this little thread is undone, so I just need to tuck that under and sew that with some white thread. But I think it is very Doen-esque. It's got these little pin tucks in the skirt, and then it has this really pretty embroidery at the bottom with this little trim. So I think this is gonna look really cute with the shirt that I'm making. It does need a lining or a slip because it is incredibly see-through, but it fits me perfectly and I just love the style of it. I think it's so pretty and feminine. And like I said, I just have been seeing these white skirts everywhere, and when I saw this, I couldn't pass it up. And now for the update on the shirt so far. So here it is, a little hard to hold up, but I ended up attaching the front, side, and back pieces last night. I didn't end up filming it because I had a little bit of a problem with the fit. So I ended up cutting this out as a size 14 because according to the pattern, I was going to be a size 10 in the bust and a size 14 in the waist. So I figured I would just cut out the biggest size and adjust it from there. So what I ended up doing was using a size 14 for the back panel, a size 10 for the side, and then a size 14 for the front. And that seems to work. So hopefully once I get the buttons attached, it will work okay. But I think this will end up folding in quite a bit, and it's pretty forgiving. So I think I have quite a bit of room to work with in case it does end up being too big, but I think we're going to be okay. So I'm just going to enjoy my little afternoon snack, and then we will continue working on the shirt. All right, excuse my squeaky chair. I love this table and chairs that we got from Goodwill, but the chairs need just a little bit of TLC. So I was looking at the pattern, and the next step is actually to add the facing, but I do not have enough time to mess with that right now. So what I'm thinking of working on is actually just a little peplum front, and then getting the front bands ready for when we're going to be adding the buttons. I think I should have enough time for that. And once that's done, we don't have too much left to go, which is very exciting. So I am just going to put on a podcast. I have been loving the fringe of it. I will link it down below. I love it so much. It is my style of podcast. They basically share like movie recommendations, food recommendations, things they've been reading, or trends that they're late to. I really love it, and it has just been a joy to listen to. So I think I'm going to listen to one of those, and we will just get this little peplum done and attached, and I'm excited to see this all start coming together.
Just a dream, just all in my head. Floating rivers upstream, the things that you said. Tell me and be honest. Tell me, did you know that you would believe in me just like the winners know? Tell me and be honest. Tell me, should I've known?
Here is the stopping point for now. There is the little peplum top. It's looking so cute with the peplum now. I did end up making 2 peplums. I attached the first one and tried it on, and it ended up being too tight in the waist. So I made this a little bit bigger and then made the margin for the buttons a little bit wider as well. And I think that's gonna fit perfectly. And if you notice, if you have a very good eye, my pattern on the peplum is going a different way than the rest of the shirt. The extra fabric that I had, I could only fit the pattern piece going the wrong way, but I think this pattern is busy enough that I don't think you can really tell. But I did try this on with the skirt and it looks so cute, but I'm going to have to call it a day for now because I need to clean up the monstrosity that is our dining room. I love, love, love sewing in our dining room. I love the lighting and it doesn't get as hot down here as it does upstairs, but I do have to clean up my messy ways because we do eat down here and still live down here. So I am going to get these things put away and then I will just talk to you guys when we work on this next. I think the next thing we will do is the facing, which is the really not fun part because it's nothing extra. It's not gonna make this look any different other than clean up the edges. And then all we'll have left to do is add the casing down here for the ribbon and the buttons, and then it will be done. So I'm pretty excited.
To let go.
It has been a couple of days and I am now sick. I have a cold, so I'm going to try to keep this talking portion of the video pretty short because I don't think anyone wants to hear my nasally self. So here is where the shirt is so far. I ended up adding the facing. I just didn't film it because I was starting to get sick at that point, and Rose has been sick as well, so it was just easier if I just did it off camera. The only thing I really did different to this is I needed to make the armholes a little bit bigger, so I just adjusted the armhole size to fit a little bit more comfortably under my armpit. So now all that's left to do is add the lace trim, the casing for the ribbon at the waistline, and then the buttonholes and the buttons. So my goal for this afternoon is to get the buttonholes, sew on the buttons, and do the casing for sure. I'm a little undecided about the lace because the lace that I bought is a touch itchy, so I may have to play around with that. I may just end up omitting it altogether or just adding a little bit of lace here at the top. I'm not really sure yet, but that is my goal, and I'm hoping to hand sew the buttons on when Rosie is awake because I think we may watch Paddington 2 together. I just watched Paddington for the first time a couple of weeks ago and I absolutely loved it. Rosie liked it, but I loved it so much. So I thought maybe we could have a little movie day this afternoon and watch Paddington 2 while I hand sew some buttons. But I'm going to be done talking for now because I'm annoying myself with my nasally voice, and let's just do these finishing touches before the reveal. feel like I am ready for a bookish girl August because this outfit is giving such let's go to the bookstore vibes, which is why I brought out my beautiful edition of Emma. But there is the shirt. I love it so much. This feels very me in a shirt. I love all the details. I'm really happy with how it came together, and I love how it looks with this white skirt. I think it pairs beautifully. Overall, I'm really happy with the work that I did. My buttons definitely could be a little bit better, as well as my buttonholes, but there's always work for improvement. Other than that, I am just really happy with the overall construction of the shirt, and I think it's such a fun and feminine shirt. I almost want to see if I could add long sleeves to this to make for the fall, because I think it would be just so darling. But all of that being said, I'm going to end the video here. If you guys did enjoy this kind of cozy summer vlog, please let me know in a comment down below. I always love reading them, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Mwah.